So how did I get 689% greater views just after releasing one video? And what's the secret to getting this? And actually, what is it? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk you through the process, show you my strategy, and show you how it worked and how you can do it too for your video channel. So this little icon is known as experimental, and it represents the fact that my channel recently got 689% more traffic because of this video. And the nice thing with videos is when one blows up, it has a great effect on all your other videos. So the fact is, this video actually didn't get 689% increase. If you go into it, the video itself only got 369% increase. But in effect, it produces a chain reaction that really then blows the rest of the channel up. So if you've got some good videos that have been sitting waiting, once you get this one that blows up, you'll find it affects all the others too. But you know, I'm not surprised that it did so well. And I'll tell you why, because I had a strategy and I'm going to share that strategy with you today. There were 3 things that I did, and even before I released it, I knew this video was going to blow up. But before I mention what those 3 things are, you need to remember that I've said this before and mentioned it previously on videos, that you need to think in a reverse order of what most YouTubers are doing. So what do I mean by that? One of the big mistakes is YouTubers tend to, first of all, put together an idea, they then film it, they then edit it, and they then go to upload it, and then they then think about the thumbnail and title. Every single part of that process is in the wrong order. And that's why this video blew up, because I did the reverse order. So what that means is you need to look at what actually is currently working, what thumbnails are being clicked on, or what are people actually looking for on YouTube today that has something about it that you know with your niche and your business or your strategy and your YouTube channel that you could also connect with and you could replicate it in your own particular way. So for example, I was looking on YouTube a few weeks ago. I came across this YouTube thumbnail, Ricky Gervais and Steve Merchant not getting on. Now, if you know the UK office, and I think they actually were behind the US office as well, that you know that they always seem to be together. They always seem to get on and not friends. So I had to click to find out what that was about. But you know what? I also run a channel to do with Only Fools and Horses, and there, again, 2 people often seen together, Del and Rodney, or the actors themselves. And it just reminded me that I had an interview that I hadn't released yet, where the actor David Jason spoke about how he replicated not getting on with Nicholas Lyndhurst, Rodney Trotter. If you're not sure of who Nicholas Lyndhurst is and you like Frasier, then you'll know that he's the new character in Frasier on the new release there. So you may become more familiar with who he is in the coming months. So that thumbnail made me think I need to know why they're not friends. And I could do the same with my interview. So point number 1, get a viral idea and think, how could you relate it to your niche? Right, so I've done that. Then point number 2, if it's going to work, it needs to be believable. Now, David Jason and Nick Lyndhurst are friends, so how can I make it so that that thumbnail was still believable once they got to the video? So in effect, I had to justify the click when they got through to the video. But before I could do that, I first of all had to make sure that I could get a picture where they both looked like they were disgruntled. And that's where, if you've got Photoshop skills, it proves useful. So this is point number 2, is you just need to be able to make sure you can edit and make your own version of that thumbnail. So that's what I was able to do. I found a couple of screenshots. I managed to get them so they looked in different directions. They both looked annoyed. And then by a little bit of tweaking and so on, you make your own version of that thumbnail. And so now it became believable that they were now on a thumbnail. It looked like there was a difference of opinion, and I knew I had the video that could justify it. But if I put the video now, or the interview, if I just put it straight out, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, because the fact was in the first few seconds of that video, it needed justifying, and yet it was only more like 3 or 4 minutes into the interview that David Jason spoke about how there was a difference between him and Nick Lyndhurst. So that's where the third part comes in. You need to now edit wisely. And the key is to grab the reason why people are clicking on it and now give it another glimpse, give it another justification to show that by watching this video, it will all make sense. It wasn't clickbait without justification. And that's point 3. Edit in a way that justifies the thumbnail and the click itself. And that may well mean you have to spend a bit of time on the first 30 seconds of the video to justify the click in the first place. Now, when you get this right, it can be an explosion on your channel. So it's good to keep aware as to what is currently working, what thumbnails got you to click, and how you can then use that within your niche. Now, earlier I mentioned you need to work in reverse order because there are several things that people get wrong, and that was one of them. But what are the other 7 things they get wrong? Well, of course, you need to watch this video if you haven't done so already, because this video is going to show you all the things that new YouTubers do that they need to rethink about if they want to grow their channel. So head over to that video and I'll see you there.